Item 465. Junction boxes, manholes, and inlets. 1. Description. Construct junction boxes, manholes, and inlets, complete in place or to the stage detailed, including furnishing and installing frames, grates, rings, and covers. 2. Materials. Furnish materials in accordance with the following. Item 420, concrete substructures. Item 421, hydraulic cement concrete. Item 440, reinforcement for concrete, and Item 471, frames, grates, rings, and covers. Cast-in-place junction boxes, manholes, inlets, risers, and appurtenances are acceptable unless otherwise shown. Alternate designs for cast-in-place items must be acceptable to the engineer and must conform to functional dimensions and design loading. Alternate designs must be designed and sealed by a licensed professional engineer. 2.1 Concrete. Furnish Class H concrete as referenced in Item 421 hydraulic cement concrete, except that mixed design options 1 to 8 will be allowed for formed precast junction boxes, manholes, and inlets. Furnish concrete per DMS 7310, reinforced concrete pipe and machine-made precast concrete box culvert fabrication and plant qualification, for machine-made precast junctions boxes, manholes, and inlets. Furnish Class C concrete for cast-in-place manholes and inlets unless otherwise shown on the plans. 2.2 Mortar. Furnish mortar conforming to DMS 4675, cementitious grouts and mortars for miscellaneous applications. 2.3 Timber. Provide sound timber that is a minimum of 3 inches nominal thickness and reasonably free of knots and warps for temporary covers when used with Stage 1 construction, see Article 465.3, Construction. 2.4 Other materials. Use commercial type hardware as approved. 3. Construction. Construct all types of junction boxes, manholes, and inlets either complete or in 2 stages, described as Stage 1 and Stage 1I. Construct the Stage 1 portion of junction boxes, manholes, and inlets as shown on the plans or as specified in this item. Furnish and install a temporary cover as approved. Furnish and install the storm drain pipe and a temporary plug for the exposed end of the storm drain pipe from the storm drain to a point below the top of curb indicated on the plans for Stage 1 construction of cast iron or steel inlet units. Construct Stage 1I after the pavement structure is substantially complete unless otherwise approved. Construct the remaining wall height and top of junction box, manhole, or inlet for Stage 1I, and furnish and install any frames, grates, rings and covers, curb beams, or collecting basins required. Construct cast-in-place junction boxes, manholes, and inlets in accordance with Item 420, concrete substructures. Forms will be required for all concrete walls. Outside wall forms for cast-in-place concrete may be omitted with approval if the surrounding material can be trimmed to a smooth vertical face. 3.1 Precast junction boxes, manholes, and inlets. Construct formed precast junction boxes, manholes, and inlets in accordance with Item 420, concrete substructures, except as otherwise noted in this item. Construct machine-made precast junction boxes, manholes, and inlets in accordance with ASTM C478 except as otherwise noted in this item. Mix and place concrete for machine-made junction boxes, manholes, and inlets per the requirements of DMS 7310, reinforced concrete pipe and machine-made precast concrete box culvert fabrication and plant qualification. Conform to the product permissible variations and rejection criteria stated in ASTM C478 for machine-made precast junction boxes, manholes, and inlets. Cure all precast units in accordance with Item 424, precast concrete structural members, fabrication, TxDOT. Multi-project fabrication plants as defined in Item 424 precast concrete structural members, fabrication, that produce manholes and inlets will be approved by the Construction Division in accordance with DMS 7340, Qualification Procedure for Multi-Project Fabrication Plants of Precast Concrete Junction Boxes, Manholes, and Inlets. The department's MPL has a list of approved multi-project plants. 3.1.1 Lifting holes. Provide no more than 4 lifting holes in each section for precast units. Lifting holes may be cast, cut into fresh concrete after form removal, or drilled. Provide lifting holes large enough for adequate lifting devices based on the size and weight of the section. The maximum hole diameter is 3 inches at the inside surface of the wall and 4 inches at the outside surface. Cut no more than 5 inches in any direction of reinforcement per layer for lifting holes. Repair spalled areas around lifting holes. 3.1.2 Marking. Clearly mark each precast junction box, manhole, and inlet unit with the following information: name or trademark of fabricator and plant location. Product designation. ASTM designation, if applicable. Date of manufacture. Designated fabricator's approval stamp, and designation SR for product meeting sulfate-resistant concrete plan requirements, when applicable. 3.1.3 Storage and shipment. Store precast units on a level surface. Do not ship units until design strength requirements have been met. 3.2 Excavation, shaping, bedding, and backfill. Excavate, shape, bed, and backfill in accordance with item 400, excavation and backfill for structures. Immediate backfilling is permitted for all junction box, manhole, and inlet structures where joints consist of rubber boots, rubber gaskets, or bulk or preformed joint sealant. Take precautions in placing and compacting the backfill to avoid any movement of junction boxes, manholes, and inlets. Remove and replace junction boxes, manholes, and inlets damaged by the contractor at no expense to the department. 3.3 Junction boxes, manholes, and inlets for precast concrete pipe storm drains. Construct junction boxes, manholes, and inlets for precast concrete pipe storm drains before completion of storm drain lines into or through the junction box, manhole, or inlet. Neatly cut all storm drains at the inside face of the walls of the junction box, manhole, or inlet. 3.4 Junction boxes, manholes, and inlets for box storm drains. Place bases or risers of junction boxes, manholes, and inlets for box storm drains before or in conjunction with placement of the storm drain. Backfill the junction box, manhole, or inlet and storm drain as a whole. 3.5 Inverts. Shape and root floor inverts passing out or through the junction box, manhole, or inlet as shown on the plans. Shape by adding and shaping mortar or concrete after the base is placed or by placing the required additional material with the base. 3.6 Finishing complete junction boxes, manholes, and inlets. Complete junction boxes, manholes, and inlets in accordance with the plans. Backfill to original ground elevation in accordance with item 400, excavation and backfill for structures. 3.7 Finishing stage 1 construction. Complete stage 1 construction by constructing the walls to the elevations shown on the plans and backfilling to required elevations in accordance with item 400, excavation and backfill for structures. 3.8 Stage 1I construction. Construct subgrade and base course or concrete pavement construction over stage 1 junction box, manhole, or inlet construction unless otherwise approved. Excavate to expose the top of stage 1 construction and complete the junction box, manhole, or inlet in accordance with the plans and these specifications, including backfill and cleaning of all debris from the bottom of the junction box, manhole, or inlet. 3.9 Inlet units. Install cast iron or steel inlet units in conjunction with the construction of concrete curb and gutter. Set the inlet units securely in position before placing concrete for curb and gutter. Form openings for the inlets and recesses in curb and gutter as shown on the plans. Place and thoroughly consolidate concrete for curb and gutter adjacent to inlets and around the inlet castings and formed openings and recesses without displacing the inlet units. 4. Measurement. All junction boxes, manholes, and inlets satisfactorily completed in accordance with the plans and specifications will be measured by each junction box, manhole, or inlet, complete, or by each junction box, manhole, or inlet completed to the stage of construction required by the plans. 5. Payment. The work performed and materials furnished in accordance with this item and measured as provided under measurement will be paid for as follows. 5.1 Complete manholes. Payment for complete manholes will be made at the unit price bid for manhole, complete, of the type specified. 5.2 Complete inlets. Payment for inlets will be made at the unit price bid for inlet, complete, of the type specified. 5.3 Complete junction boxes. Payment for junction boxes will be made at the unit price bid for junction box, complete, of the type specified. 5.4 Manholes Stage 1. Payment for manholes, Stage 1, will be made at the unit price bid for each manhole, Stage 1, of the type specified. 5.5 Manholes Stage 1I. Payment for manholes, Stage 1I, will be made at the unit price bid for each manhole, Stage 1I, of the type specified. 5.6 Inlet Stage 1. Payment for inlets, Stage 1, will be made at the unit price bid for each inlet, Stage 1, of the type specified. 5.7 Inlet Stage 1I. Payment for inlets, Stage 1I, will be made at the unit price bid for each inlet, Stage 1I, of the type specified. 5.8 Junction boxes Stage 1. Payment for junction boxes, Stage 1, will be made at the unit price bid for each junction box, Stage 1, of the type specified. 5.9 Junction boxes Stage 1I. Payment for junction boxes, Stage 1I, will be made at the unit price bid for each junction box, Stage 1I, of the type specified. This price is full compensation for concrete, reinforcing steel, mortar, frames, grates, rings and covers, excavation, and backfill and for all other materials, tools, equipment, labor, and incidentals.